Hello, everybody, and welcome to the C-Listers, which, this is a podcast.
No way.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here. It's a podcast. For now. There's going to be some other stuff involved at some point, but this is a podcast right now. It's me, Mark. If you don't know me, hi. But I'm sure all of you listening to this will know me at least at first. And that's Mara.
I'm Mara.
Yeah.
Everybody knows me, so it's okay.
That's true. Mara does know every single person on the planet.
Yeah. Almost 8 billion of us.
Yep. And so, we're going to tell you a little bit about the podcast here. So, this is going to be a movie podcast. Well, really a pop culture podcast, I would say, but we're going to focus on movies. We'll talk about TV, maybe a little bit of music sometimes if it relates back to movies or TV. Oh, that's something we could talk about sometime, like best use of song in movies.
Yes.
That could be cool. I've already got a couple ideas in my head for that, actually. But, so this is going to be a movie podcast. I came up with this idea a few nights ago when I was watching a movie, and I was like, wow, this is a really good movie. I wonder what I would rate it out of 100. And then I texted Mara, and I was like, do you want to start rating movies out of 100? And she was like, yeah, sure. You know, as Mara does.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Because you basically agree to do any idea I come up with.
I think that's a two-way street.
It is a two-way street. We basically do any idea that pops into our head at least once.
Yes.
And so we decided we're going to start rating movies, and then I was like, how about we do a podcast about movies? And Mara, your response was?
Yeah, sure.
See? She just does that. And so, here we are. The first episode of the C-Listers, the brand new movie podcast from the Nothing Network. So that's how we came up with it. We're going to be talking a little movie news. We're going to be ranking movies. We're going to be rating movies that we see and doing classic reviews. Like I said, we'll talk about TV sometimes, I think, because I feel like you watch more TV than I do at this point.
Yeah. I've kind of gotten back into it.
Yeah. Like stuff that's currently on. A lot of the stuff I watch is older.
If it's on Hulu, that is.
Yeah, you watch a lot of Hulu.
Yeah.
By the way, have you finished Future Man?
Yeah, I finished that a while ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was waiting for you to finish it.
I haven't watched it. Ever since the one night at WPI, I have not watched Future Man.
Well, like, the one part of the show that, like, made me start watching it was, like, a trailer. And the part with, like, Seth Rogen in the future, like, that was the part that made me start watching it, and that does not happen until, like, the very end of the last episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's disappointing.
I
wanted Seth Rogen. I love Seth Rogen.
Yeah, me too. He did make the show.
Yeah, I know he did, but I was hoping he would be, like, in it.
Forget, are we getting season 2 of that? Or whatever the next season is? There might have already been.
Next season will be season 3.
Yeah.
I think it just came out.
Did it? I'm gonna need to watch that.
Let me look that up. Future Man season 3.
I know it's gonna be the last season. I remember that.
Yeah. Oh no, it just got renewed in April.
Gotcha.
And then that's the last season. So. Oh, let's see. Do we have a release date here? No, we don't. People are saying don't expect it until at least March.
That's so far away.
Because there was a pretty big gap between the first 2 seasons.
Gotcha.
All right, we're already off on a tangent.
You know me,
we'll talk TV, movies. We do love tangents. Both of us do.
Especially the geometric kind.
And so, when it comes to rating movies, because I'm just going to ignore the math joke, because that goes way over my head, you know that. So when it comes to rating movies, we have some criteria that we're going to look at. And our first review is going to be in this episode, so you'll hear these criteria in action later when we review Godzilla King of the Monsters, the new Godzilla movie that just came out. But so we're going to talk about acting, plot, the dialogue, like how it was written, the cinematography, and that includes like CGI, that sort of thing, or motion capture if it's a movie like the Planet of the Apes movies or something like that, because those are motion capture. The originality, and for depending on the movie, the suspension of disbelief, which I'm telling you right now, that's not going to be a factor in my Godzilla score. It's Godzilla. But I say let's just get started with some news here. Our first topic is going to be about a Marvel movie, not the MCU though, technically, even though it's Fox is now 20th Century Fox is now owned by Disney. Dark Phoenix. The critic reviews are in, and it stinks. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes score right now. The critic score after 108 reviews. Now the release date is, it's the 7th, so it comes out Friday.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was out already.
No, these are just from screeners and stuff.
Yeah,
these
I thought it came out
ratings.
last
No,
weekend.
it comes out Friday. It's got a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's awful. Mara, now? You're not a big X-Men fan, right?
No, not huge on that.
So, I'm not caught up with the X-Men movies. I've seen, I think I've seen like 4 of them. Or no, I think 5 of them, I think. But I haven't seen the most recent 2. It's like Apocalypse and the one that came before Apocalypse. I don't remember which one that was. I like the original trilogy, except for the 3rd one, which this movie is like specifically being made to retcon the 3rd X-Men movie. Because their Phoenix storyline was awful, and it looks like it didn't get any better. So that's kind of disappointing. Were you thinking about seeing this at all?
Maybe on like a $5 Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, part of the reason we decided to review a movie. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. We'll see if this part gets cut out. The reason we decided to review a movie is because one of the theaters near us does $5 tickets on Tuesdays and $6 tickets for college students on Thursdays. So we're just going to see a lot of movies this summer. So that'll be fun.
It'll be fun until we run out of movies.
Yeah, but it's the summer. There's going to be quite a few blockbusters coming out. Like Dark Phoenix, if that really counts. I'm trying to load the Rotten Tomatoes page for the stuff coming out soon. We can see Framing John DeLorean comes out on Friday.
Oh.
We were just talking about that.
Yes.
We can see that. There's we're gonna see Spider-Man.
Of course, we're gonna see Spider-Man.
We're gonna I'm probably gonna see Shaft. I don't know if you'll want to see that with me. I'm thinking about seeing that one.
Yeah,
There's
I
Toy
wanna see
Story
that.
4
Looks
coming
good.
out. So Toy Story 4 will be cool. Yesterday, the Beatles movie. Looks kind of interesting. You want to see Stuber, the Dave Bautista movie we saw the trailer for yesterday.
Yes, I want to see all of the Dave Bautista movies.
Yeah, he went from being in Guardians of the Galaxy to apparently being like the most
Good Boys.
sought after. Oh yeah, Good Boys. That was the other one. But to being the most sought after actor in Hollywood, The Lion King.
Oh, I'm not
comes out
excited
July
for that
19th.
movie.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like that they're calling it live action. I'm very upset about that.
Oh, it's CGI. But it's realistic CGI.
Yeah, but like literally, here, let me read you the definition of live action.
Yeah, it's real people
Hold up.
or real animals.
Oh, I didn't type definition. Okay, here we go. I've looked this up before. Action involving real people or animals, as contrasted with animation or computer-generated effects. Literally, in the definition of live action, it says, this is not live action.
All right, so the CGI Lion King, but I still think it looks great. I'm super
It does.
excited
It
for
looks
it.
super good. But I'm just
Um,
getting. I just get mad at the tiny details.
yeah,
Plus, I was never
but
a huge Lion King person as a kid.
oh, I love the Lion King.
I mean, I saw it
Well,
obviously, but I wasn't
yeah,
like.
one of my favorite Disney movies.
Mm.
Um, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I'm super excited for. Do you know about that one? Have you seen the stuff for that one?
I don't think so.
It's Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Al Pacino's in it. Kurt Russell's in it. Margot Robbie. Luke Perry, rest in peace.
Rip.
Um, a lot of guys in it. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Uh,
It's his ninth movie. Critics have given it a 94% so far on Rotten Tomatoes through 65 reviews. Um,
that sounds pretty good.
I'm trying. Yeah. Dakota Fanning, James Marsden, Tim Roth, he's a Quentin Tarantino like must-have in his movies. Tim Roth is always in them. Michael Madsen. There's a lot of really good actors in this, and it's. I'll read the movie info. Quentin Tarantino's ninth feature film is a story that takes place in Los Angeles in 1969 at the height of hippie Hollywood. The two lead characters are Rick Dalton, who's played by Leo, former star of a Western TV series, and his longtime stunt double Cliff Booth, which is Brad Pitt. Both are struggling to make it in a Hollywood they don't recognize anymore, but Rick has a very famous next-door neighbor, Sharon Tate. Now, do you know who Sharon Tate is?
Uh,
I hear you typing.
she's was an American actress and model during the 1960s.
That's not what makes her famous. Actually read it if you're gonna.
Could you cover girl model? Is that what you wanted?
No, she was one of the first Manson murders.
Oh, I was just reading her little Wikipedia, like the first paragraph.
No, she was killed by the Chuck Manson
Yeah,
group.
if I literally just looked at the second link, it says Tate murders.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So it's about Hollywood in the 1960s during the time of Charles Manson, which I am very excited for. I think that's awesome. My dad and I are actually probably going to see that one. I'm actually going to get my dad into a movie theater, which is a very rare occurrence. I think the last movie my dad saw with me was he took me to see Polar Express in IMAX when I was like 8.
Oh boy.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. We saw Captain Phillips in theaters with my sister. That's right. Which was still like 2014.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so my dad hasn't been to a movie in fucking forever. But yeah, there's a lot of good movies coming out this summer.
Wait, the most important movie coming out this summer. Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Is that coming out this summer?
It's coming out in August.
Oh, we gotta review that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is coming out this summer. Oh yeah, we gotta see Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
No, yeah, 100%. If there's not a part where she goes like, which way should I go? I'm gonna be so mad.
So I'm looking at the poster right now. The tagline for this movie is "Explorer is her middle name."
That's pretty funny.
What a terrible tagline.
Pretty bad.
This movie's gonna suck so hard.
Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't try to make her like a little kid. Like,
yeah, I'm fine with teenage Dora.
I'm like really happy about that because it's just so unrealistic.
Yeah.
And like, it's not a cartoon anymore.
Oh, so the entire thing is about her trying to save her parents.
Oh.
Oh, so this is like an actual adventure movie.
Yeah.
This is Hispanic Taken. Huh. Okay. Yeah, we'll see that.
It's got a Wahlberg in it.
That's not like an actual Wahlberg.
No, it is. They are his uncles.
Okay. He's a nephew. All right.
Yes. That's the word I couldn't think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark and Donnie are his uncles.
Oh, huh.
Yes. He was Jim's son.
Yeah. Well, this movie's gonna be terrible then.
He's only Diego, so it's okay.
Yeah. And also, I don't hate Mark Wahlberg. I like him in some things.
Excuse me, they have a white male playing Diego. I can't see this movie anymore.
Oh well, Mexican Mara. Um,
You know, people said
all
I
right.
looked like Dora when I was little.
I mean, you did.
That's just racist.
It's not. You had the same haircut.
It wasn't though.
It was similar. You had like short-ish hair.
I had more of a Beatles haircut than I had their hair.
That's a fair point.
That was all my mom's fault.
All right. Anyway, Dark Phoenix sucks. um, I don't know how we got that off topic when talking about Dark Phoenix, but yes, I do. We always get off topic. We said earlier in the pod we love tangents. So,
Yes.
but apparently, I also want to mention this. According to the stars of the movie, who are oh god, what's the Sophie Turner and Jessica Chastain. Who Jessica Chastain also going to be in It Chapter 2, which I'm excited for. But apparently they told Screen Rant that the entire length of the movie they were just doing constant rewrites, which is never a good thing.
Yeah, that's not good.
In this movie already went through development hell. This was supposed to come out in like 2017, I think.
Really? Holy crap.
It was originally supposed to come out a while ago. It might have been 2018, but it was in development hell for a long time. Not as long as New Mutants. I still have no idea if that's going to happen or not. I think it is. But actually let me look that up. That's another like X-Men property. New Mutants. Yeah, they're doing reshoots again.
Again.
Yeah, they've already done reshoots for it.
Dang.
So yeah,
Bad,
it's been
huh?
delayed again. That one was supposed to come out a while ago.
Yeah, I remember hearing that years ago.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like a horror movie too.
Really?
Yeah. But so apparently X-Men, like Fox just didn't allow X-Men to release a movie for the past few years. Because New Mutants is probably going to suck just as bad as Dark Phoenix does.
Yeah.
But I also can't wait till if we see this movie and we're just going to love it. So we're going to have to go back and change all of our opinions in this episode.
Well, because, like,
Actually,
have they released an X-Men movie in between, like, Logan and this movie?
no, I think Logan was the last one.
Because, like, Logan was good.
Oh, Logan was fantastic.
Yeah. I was not ready for that when I went in to see that movie.
I'm a huge fan of Logan. But no, that was 2017.
Yeah. Because
And so
that
when
was
was
the
Apocalypse?
I don't-
Apocalypse was 16.
that was the first movie I went to see at WPI.
Yeah, they have not released an X-Men movie since Logan. There was Deadpool, which I think came out after. Deadpool 2, that is.
I still need to see that.
Yeah, Deadpool 2 came out after, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
But then again, Logan doesn't really count either.
But, like, at least Logan is, like...
It's an X-Men movie.
Yeah, like, it's...
It's about Wolverine.
Exactly. Any movie where the main character is Wolverine isn't X-Men movie by...
Yeah.
association. Yeah, because, like, I expected an X-Men movie when I went into that. Because I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be about Old Man Logan, which is a thing from the comics, but I didn't know what the plot was going to be. That's a great movie. Very sad movie, too.
Yeah, so sad. That's why I was so shook
Yeah,
by it because I just wasn't ready. Like normally you're ready for a sad movie.
yeah. But I was like, oh, cool, Wolverine movie. Let's see if they get it right this time, because the last two times they just didn't. Like X-Men Origins Wolverine.
That's one thing I like about not watching trailers is you have
Yeah,
no idea what's gonna happen.
see, I like. Well, okay, I had seen the trailers, but that was before I got like really into trailers.
Mm.
Now I watch like every trailer,
Yeah, me too.
but um,
I don't watch Star Wars trailers though.
oh, I do.
I don't.
I live for Star Wars trailers. I've seen the Rise of Skywalker trailer probably 25 times.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, Dark Phoenix is gonna stink. You should probably still see it if you want to. I'm probably gonna see it, but who knows? Now on to a different superhero franchise. This one being somehow even worse than anything Marvel has put out outside of the Fantastic Four. DC.
Okay, I liked the Fantastic Four.
When was the last time you saw it?
Which one? First of all, I liked both of them. I enjoyed them, I should say.
Did you see Fan Four Stick?
What?
The like 2015 one?
Yeah,
Where
I enjoyed that movie.
you like that movie?
I enjoy
It's
the
so
Fantastic
bad.
Four. Like the whole Fantastic Four thing. Love it.
Oh yeah, the Fantastic Four is a great group of heroes.
But I mean, like,
love.
Okay,
Oh,
to be fair, I don't remember much about watching the movies other than enjoying them.
I hate those
That's all I can
movies.
say.
Oh God, you enjoyed Fan Four Stick. That's no bueno. But on to DC, where they're going to reboot the most rebooted superhero in the history of superheroes, Batman. Now I love Batman. I think he's a great hero. Love the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman vs Superman stinks. Batman and Robin and Batman Forever are terrible, and the first two are good. So, based on the track record, I'm hoping this one's actually going to be good. It's called The Batman. Is the name of the new one coming out in I believe 2020. It's gonna be directed by Matt Reeves.
2021.
2021. Okay.
Yeah. Is he related to Keanu Reeves?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I doubt it. There's actually DC's got some interesting release dates coming up in the next couple of years. So you've got the Joker movie this year, which I'm excited for. Yeah, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, which I don't give a shit about that movie.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Wonder Woman 1984, that could be kind of cool. Wonder Woman was decent in my opinion. The Suicide Squad, which is basically a reboot of Suicide Squad, like 4 years after they released Suicide Squad.
Didn't it actually not do that great?
No, it made a lot of money. It's actually, if I remember correctly, it's got the highest box office total.
Really?
Maybe Wonder Woman beat it. But it did have the highest, at least opening weekend for DC. It made a lot of money, but the movie sucks.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad's
Because I think
god-awful.
it was hyped up a lot. I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, don't watch it.
It's one of those movies that like I meant to watch but just never got around to.
If it's ever on like TV or something, like turn it on, I guess. Like if you notice it's on and there's nothing else to watch Suicide Squad, but don't go out of your way to watch it.
Yeah.
Then there's so yeah, that's 2021. The Batman comes out in 2021. DC Super Pets comes out in 2022.
Wait, excuse me?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna act like I know what that is.
Is
And then,
that gonna be like live action or like a cartoon?
I don't know, but I'm hoping like it's like Super Dog or like Bat
Underdog?
Dog. No,
That's
because
all I can think
Underdog's
of.
different.
Also, all I can think of is Underdog.
Yeah.
I've
Remember
seen
that
that
movie?
movie way too many times, and like I don't remember much about it, but I know I've seen it so many times.
I've only seen it like once when I was a kid.
I've definitely seen it like at least 4 or 5 times.
But yeah, Aquaman 2 comes out in 2022, and that's all the release dates that DC has lined up. But yeah, it's and if you don't know this, by the way, Robert Pattinson is going to play Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's really funny. The IMDb page,
Mm-hmm.
it still says like cast, and then all they have is Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, because that's all we know.
I just think it's really
Originally,
funny.
this is one of my favorite news stories from the past couple of years. Originally, Alec Baldwin was supposed to play Thomas Wayne, so Bruce Wayne's dad.
Yeah.
And then, like 24 hours after, like people first found out he was going to play Thomas Wayne, he pulled out of the role.
That's
And he was
rough.
just he basically just didn't care about playing Thomas Wayne at all. So he just said, "Ah, screw it, I'm not going to do it." Um,
That's good.
yeah. So Robert Pattinson's going to be Batman, which I honestly love the casting.
I'll have to see
Uh,
it. Don't know how I feel
I
about it.
I I saw him in something other than Twilight. I don't remember what the movie was called, but he was good, like legitimately good. He's a good actor, and I think yeah, I'm glad he's getting other roles that aren't like stupid rom coms about vampires.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so it's not going to be an origin story. So we probably won't see Thomas Wayne get killed, and his mom. I can't think of his mom's name. Oh, Martha, Martha Wayne. How could I forget Martha from Batman vs Superman?
Mm.
How do you know that name? So fucking stupid. Both their moms' names were Martha. That's what drives your plot. I'm not gonna get into it. Um,
I never saw that one either.
yeah, legitimately a big part of the movie is that Superman and Batman, both of their mothers' names were Martha.
Okay.
That's like a big reveal in the movie.
Is that
It's so fucking stupid.
that is stupid.
Um, and so yeah, so hopefully we don't see the alleyway where, some crook comes up and kills Batman's parents and then he has to go through the whole thing. We've seen it a million times.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Uncle Ben thing.
Oh, that gets me
Now,
every time.
I love Spider-Man. You know this.
Yes.
People listening to this probably know this. I love Spider-Man. I'm tired of seeing Uncle Ben get shot.
Yeah. That's what's good with Homecoming.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
just skipped
Homecoming just
over it.
picks right up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you a
That's
little
the
bit of the
best part about
origin
Homecoming.
when Ned finds out, which is good. So you
Yeah, a
can
little bit,
watch
but
it and understand
yeah.
if you don't know
Like,
anything about
they
Spider-Man.
give you just enough, like, they give you what you need to know to understand it.
Mhm.
So yeah, but the thing is, he won't be like, so it's not an origin story, but he won't be like Batman. He's still like trying to figure it out, I guess. Is gonna be the premise of this movie. And also Bruce Wayne is going to be 30 years old. So we're gonna have which is way younger than Ben Affleck's Batman, by the way.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's Batman was like 50
Yeah.
or
That makes
something.
sense.
Um,
So it's
Also,
kind of
fuck
like the
Ben
same
Affleck.
idea as Spider-Man: Homecoming, then.
yeah, it's a similar idea to Homecoming, I guess, where you don't get the origin, but he's still trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I doubt there's gonna be like a Happy Hogan character or something, but
Yeah.
just because at least Batman's gonna be a grown man and not a teenager.
Very true.
But yeah, so that's it for Batman. What's next? Going from one man to another, from Batman to Rocket Man.
You are awful.
It's segues, I know.
Segway privilege revoked.
You want to start doing the segues? Do a better segue
Do a
than the
better
one I just
segue.
did.
In the words of one Mark Rowlands, from one man to the next.
That's not a better segue.
That was so much better.
It's actually the exact same thing.
But it's so much better.
Okay, fine. Rocket Man. We haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna see it. I don't know if you're gonna see it.
I probably will end up seeing it because people in my family want to see it.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm gonna see it. Well, I would see it anyway.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is
So
I would see it with you, but I
yeah.
know you're going to see it with your family. So
Hmm.
that kind of gets rid of that opportunity. But no, I would like to
So
see it. I like Taron Egerton.
I do too. Interesting that they got the guy from Kingsman to play Elton John when Elton John was in Kingsman.
Yes.
Yeah. No one's ever pointed that out before, by the way. I'm the first person to come up with that thought.
Okay.
So the director of Rocket Man, Matthew Vaughn, he says he's very interested and wants to do a similar thing he's doing to Rocket Man, so a musical biopic sort of thing with David Bowie. And these musical biopics about musicians have been super popular lately. I blame was it Straight Outta Compton first, and then it was All Eyes on Me, the Tupac one,
I think it was Straight Outta
and
Compton first.
yeah, I mean they've always been popular, but that started the
Yeah.
resurgence of them. And we've had Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man, the Netflix one, what's it called? Dirt, the Motley Crue one, I think,
I didn't
or
know they
the
made a
Dirt.
Motley Crue one.
Yeah, there's a Motley Crue one on Netflix.
I gotta watch that.
So there's been a lot of them lately, and just a lot of movies based around music from the 70s and 60s and stuff. Because we're gonna have the Beatles movie, like I mentioned yesterday, which is
Hmm.
about the guy who plagiarizes all of the Beatles songs.
Yeah, I was watching the trailer for that earlier, and I'd seen that trailer before, but I've never actually paid attention. And
Uh,
so I just learned that like what the plot is, and I was just like, this is not what I thought this was at all.
yeah, he's stealing all of the Beatles
Yeah.
songs.
I mean, I don't blame
Th-
him.
then there's another one coming out called Blinded by the Light, which is all about Bruce Springsteen music. So, you know, it's hitting the nostalgia point for like 50-year-olds, and yeah, they're like the target audiences for these movies, I feel like.
Wait, did you say Bruce Springsteen's is called Blinded by the Light?
Yeah, he wrote that song.
Oh, he wrote that? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Manfred Mann's Earth Band made it famous, but he wrote it. It might be on his first album, actually.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting. I know a lot of Bruce Springsteen too because like my parents love Bruce Springsteen and it gets real annoying real quick.
I love the boss.
Like I mean, I do enjoy his music, but listening
But
to
when
his
you listen
radio
to, yeah.
station, it's first of all it's all live music. I personally am not a fan of live music. I do not think it sounds as good. Um,
Mm,
and then it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Like, because his music doesn't sound that different. Like,
yeah,
it's just one continuous song.
understandable. So, going with those, yeah, he wants to make a David Bowie biopic.
Hmm.
Where he said he wants it to be in the same vein as Rocket Man. Where's his exact quote? Uh, oh yeah, because there's already a David Bowie movie in the works called Stardust, but it's just about his like rise to stardom and like before he was a big star, and this is gonna be similar to Rocket Man, and it shows the whole thing. But Stardust isn't going to include like his music. And so Matthew Vaughn said, doing a movie about Bowie without the music sounds fucking stupid to me, but maybe that's just me being a bit cynical.
It,
Which I agree.
it does seem
If you're
weird to
going to,
leave the music out.
yeah. If you're going to make a David Bowie movie and you don't have Heroes or Ziggy Stardust or Fame or all that stuff like in the soundtrack, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Because he's such an iconic musician. He's one of my favorites.
And
And so I hope this movie gets made because I'm super excited for anything about that.
it would also be interesting because like going from making a movie about a famous like musician who's still alive and helps with the whole movie versus someone who's not and
Yeah.
just having to basically do what you think he would want. That's gonna be very
Well,
different.
his son is a filmmaker.
Okay.
Bowie's son. He did. Oh, he did the movie Moon, which like no one saw, but it's pretty good. Sam Rockwell, he's an astronaut. Kevin Spacey, who, rip. He's not dead, but rip. Uh, he was like the voice of like the computer that he talked to.
Interesting.
Um, so yeah, he knows what he's doing when it comes to making movies. But the rumor is that the person they want to play David Bowie is Tilda Swinton, the Ancient One from the MCU.
That's very interesting.
I can see it.
I
I
can
think she looks like him.
I can see it, but like at the same time, it's interesting.
Well, oh god, there was a movie made about Bob Dylan. I can't think of what it was called. And I want to say it was Kate Winslet played Bob Dylan for like a segment of the movie because they had a bunch of different actors play Bob Dylan. And everyone thought Kate Winslet's was the best.
I know there's a Bob Dylan movie. Why are there so many movies about?
Well, this one wasn't really a biopic. It was something different. I haven't seen it. Yeah, it's called I'm Not There. I'm sorry, it wasn't Kate Winslet, it was Kate Blanchett. I always get those two confused.
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, there are 6 actors that play Bob Dylan.
That's interesting.
Christian Bale does it. A few others. But him and Kate Blanchett are like the most famous. Oh, Heath Ledger was in it. I don't know if he actually played Bob Dylan. Or yeah. So Christian Bale, Kate Blanchett, Marcus Carl Franklin. I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the side by side image, and they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Marcus Carl Franklin's a black kid.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, it is acting, so.
Yeah, but still. Richard Gere, Heath Ledger, Ben Whishaw, who he was in like Cloud Atlas and a few other things. Not a real big name.
Mm.
But yeah, so that was a movie
Oh
that
yeah,
was
I
made. And
recognize
I think
him.
I think he might have been Q in like the new James Bond movies, like Skyfall and Spectre.
Oh, he's in Mary Poppins.
Um,
That's what I recognize him from.
Oh, and yes, he is Q in the 2 newest James Bond movies.
Yeah, I was forced to watch the Mary Poppins Returns movie. Not a fan.
I didn't like it.
I'm not a fan of being forced to watch movies.
Oh, that's true. I haven't seen it, but
But no, I didn't think it was that great. But okay, that's all.
so yeah, there could be a David Bowie movie with Tilda Swinton, which I would see. Now for a movie that absolutely no one wants to get made. I have in my notes here, because I've got notes. It's a movie about a magic 8-ball. It's a horror movie. And I just wrote down, a magic 8-ball movie? Really? Now, this movie has an interesting backstory. Because it's Mattel Films, which they've been trying to have movies made for a while. They have a Master of the Universe movie in progress. There's a Barbie and Hot Wheels movie that have been in development for a while. American Girl and Viewmaster. There's a Viewmaster movie they're trying to get made. Like, remember the things where you like look in it and they had like pictures of lions or something?
Oh yeah. I do remember that. And like you click it.
Who wants a movie about that?
I do.
Okay, well.
Because I always wanted one of those, but my mom would never buy me one.
I had like 3.
Because they were also, by the time we were getting like a little bit older, they were starting to go away, I think.
Yeah, they were.
So that was another issue. But yeah, I just always wanted one.
But yeah, so Magic 8 Ball, it's going to be a horror movie, but it's being made by Blumhouse. And Blumhouse, well, they're, working with Mattel. Blumhouse has a weird track record when it comes to horror movies. Because they did the Purge movies, which a lot of people are very meh on. Same with Paranormal Activity. But they also did Happy Death Day, those two movies, which I really like the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. But I really like the first one. They did Get Out, which was like the best horror movie of, what was that? Was that last year or 2 years ago? 2017.
2017.
Yeah. They did Get Out, which, have you seen Get Out?
No, I'm not a big horror movie person.
I'm not either. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Get Out. So they've got some hits, and they've got some flops, and they're going to make a Magic 8 Ball movie. And it's funny because I've got a Magic 8 Ball right here. And I'm going to ask it what it thinks about this movie. So, oh, Magic 8 Ball, will this be a good movie? Absolutely the fuck not. This movie's gonna blow. I don't know why it's getting made. I'm actually kind of mad I put it in the news segment because now I'm mad that it's gonna be a movie.
Did you like shake a water bottle or something?
Thanks for revealing to everybody that I don't have a Magic 8 Ball. No, I shook my original Game Boy.
Oh. Because I was not ready for that.
Yeah, I was like hitting the A button, like against my palm.
That's good.
So yeah, Magic 8 Ball movie, fuck that. Not gonna see it.
Oh, now we have to see it.
Do we have to?
I guess I wish it wasn't a horror movie.
We'll see it.
I feel like there's not many other directions they could have gone with it other than horror movie.
Yeah.
But I just don't like horror movies very much.
I'm tired of horror movies about toys. Like they're remaking Child's Play.
Why?
And first of all, the first Child's Play is legitimately like the scariest movie I've ever seen. Strictly because I'm terrified of dolls and puppets. Or like wood ventriloquist puppets. Those are the scariest things on the face of the earth to me.
Especially when, they demonize it.
Yeah. And so like Chucky terrifies me.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I'm not going to see that fucking movie as much as I love Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker's voicing Chucky, by the way.
Why?
Well, he's a great voice actor.
I know,
he does
but why?
the Joker.
But why?
Because
all these poor children are gonna be like, why is Luke Skywalker Chucky?
Yeah. So, definitely not going to see that. Fuck that. I don't want to shit myself in a movie theater again.
Just had to add the again in there, didn't you?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Now on to a movie that we saw but people are not seeing, and that's Godzilla. Which is absolutely bombing at the box office. Let me get the... box office mojo up. Did you really just squeeze the fucking rubber chicken?
Yeah, it was just sitting here, and I was just looking at it. I've been looking at it for so long, and I was just like, I want to squeeze it, and then I did. I'm sorry.
Okay, so actually it's making more money now.
It is. That's good.
It's made $187 million worldwide, but I don't know what the budget was. Oh, it was $170 million.
Profit.
Barely. If it were to stop right there, this would be a huge flop.
Yeah. But like, if you think about it, this movie has made like $10 million. It's like, when will I have $10 million?
Yeah, but that's a huge flop in the movie business.
I know,
I mean,
but
you can't just make $10 million because then you're a failure.
Only
basically.
$10 million.
So no one's seeing this movie, and it upsets me because I like it a lot, and everyone go see Godzilla King of the Monsters. And we're going to tell you why right now, because it's time for our review of Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're going to how we're going to do this is we're going to give our scores out of 100. We're doing the Rotten Tomatoes thing where it's out of 100 and not out of like any stars or like out of 10 or something, because I think this is more accurate.
We should do it out of rubber chickens.
So, okay, we'll find a way to work rubber chickens into this.
It's out of 100 rubber chickens.
No, but like, okay, yeah, out of 100 rubber chickens, we'll do.
Or like we can have the out of 100 score and then the rubber chicken score, which is just some arbitrary number.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Um,
Cut that part out.
so, no,
Oh, cut the part out where I said cut that part out, and also cut this part out.
no.
Okay. Cut all of that out!
I can't wait to post this completely unedited. So, Godzilla King of the Monsters, I'm just going to give a quick synopsis here. Let me get the IMDb up. Because I don't want to come up with the synopsis on my own. It should be right here somewhere. It's not. Stupid IMDb's actual website and not the app.
Yeah. They're pretty trash.
Yeah.
My least favorite part is that when you zoom in, it gets blurry.
Yeah.
Like, most websites do not do that, and I'm triggered. IMDb,
So-
fix your website.
Since we're mentioning ratings and stuff, and we've already talked about Rotten Tomatoes, might as well give the Rotten Tomatoes score on this. What did I say it was a 34?
I thought it was 40-something.
No, it's 39.
39? We were both
Is a
close.
39% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has an 85% audience score. So that tells you all you need to know about this movie, basically. And the synopsis is the cryptozoological agency Monarch faces off against a battery of god-sized monsters, including the mighty Godzilla, who collides with Mothra, Rodan, and his ultimate nemesis, the three-headed King Ghidorah. There's a lot more to this movie than that. That's a bad synopsis.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, Mothra works with Godzilla.
Yes.
Second of all, it completely ignores the whole, like, eco-terrorism thing.
Yeah. That's, like, drives the entire movie.
Yeah, that's a bad synopsis. Anyway, so yeah, there's eco-terrorists, there's Vera Farmiga, who's clinically insane. A lot of good actors in it. The cast, we've got Kyle Chandler as Mark Russell, the ex-husband of Vera Farmiga's Dr. Emma Russell. Millie Bobby Brown plays their daughter Madison. Ken Watanabe is Dr. Serizawa. He's the basically leading scientist on Godzilla in the world. Ziyi Zhang is Dr. Eileen Chen and Dr. Ling. She plays twins. I'll get into that later. Bradley Whitford is Dr. Rick Stanton. Sally Hawkins, Dr. Vivian Graham. Charles Dance is Jonah Allen, the eco-terrorist. And Thomas Middleditch is Sam Coleman, the
Thank you.
comic relief character.
Yup.
That's basically what he boils down to, and I love him for it. So yeah, there's... Oh no, I just closed my document with the notes. Hold on.
Mark! Rookie mistake.
I went to click on the tab. I have a lot of tabs open, and I closed it. This is beautiful. This is what you call professionalism.
This is what you call quality content.
Quality content. Insert the meme. Air horn. I'll insert air horns in post.
No, you don't need to.
Never mind. Mara covered me.
Oh, there he is.
Yep, I'm back. So, how about you give your score first, and then I'll give my
Alright.
score,
I gave
and
it
then
a,
we'll talk about it.
a solid 67.
A 67 from Mara. Which, yeah, that's a solid score.
Yeah, I thought it was. I enjoyed it, but it was definitely not the best movie I've ever seen.
Mm.
It was quite a good amount of fan service that I didn't really get. Uh,
Yeah, and I got every single one.
yeah, and I'm
I,
pretty sure you got things that weren't meant to be fan service as fan service. So,
that's true. I
uh,
might have.
and
Because, spoiler alert, I fucking love Godzilla movies. I've seen every single one outside of 2016's Shin Godzilla.
and I've seen pretty much only one of them all the way through.
Yeah. So, I picked up on a lot of things in this movie that could have been fan service. It could have not been fan service. I don't know. It was fan service to me because I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
My score was a 79. I enjoyed this movie more than you did, which is understandable because,
Very understandable.
of course, I would. I thought it was very fun. It didn't take itself too seriously, which is big for me. Going back to talking about DC. So, I thought it was a good movie. Just a straight up good movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't just decent. It was a good movie, in my opinion. So I gave it a 79. So let's break it down a little bit. The acting, which I think in a lot of movies can be the most important part. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. The I totally lost my train of thought there. It was good. Definitely not the best acting I've ever seen in my life, but there's no like obvious like parts where it just felt like they weren't the characters they were.
Okay, expert analysis from Mara. I I didn't have a problem with the acting. I thought everyone did a good job with what they were given. Thomas Middleditch, I love you. He was fantastic in this movie, I thought. He had some really funny lines, in my opinion, where he was basically just being himself, which I like when guys do that. He was very awkward and just funny and, just very Thomas Middleditchy. And that's what I wanted out of him. I didn't want him to try to do anything too out there. I'm on IMDb right now looking for a good quote of his, and they didn't have any of the good ones on here. So that's a shame.
I really like the part where the Kyle Chandler was like, "Where's the hanger?" And then he goes, "I'll show you." And then he's just like,
Oh yeah.
"Anyone
Anybody
else?" That one was good. He's
They
like,
had,
"What?
they
I
had
know
really
where it
good
is."
chemistry. The two of them had really good chemistry,
Yeah,
in
that
my
was
opinion.
good. Yeah.
They might have had the best chemistry in the movie, actually. Oh, also Bradley Whitford as Dr. Stan, the older guy. He was really funny. Because he
Oh
just
yeah.
wanted nothing to do
Yeah.
with anything
That
they
was
were
good.
doing.
He was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
So
very believable.
those were the real standout performances for me. Because everyone else, it just seemed like they were just good for, like, they were average for them. Like, Kyle Chandler is a very good actor, and he put on a very Kyle Chandler performance. Same with Vera Farmiga and Millie Bobby Brown. Now, you know Millie Bobby Brown better than I do. I've never seen Stranger Things. You have.
Yes.
So, I thought she was good, but I know she's very good in Stranger Things, so I don't know what to compare it to.
Yeah, I thought
And
she was pretty good. My only issue is that I have trouble seeing her as not 11 from Stranger Things.
okay.
She's just so recognizable as that character, and the hair will never help her.
No.
Never. Never the curly hair. And that's probably more of a personal thing than it is a Millie Bobby Brown thing, but I assume as she gets older she'll get past that though.
Yeah, probably. She's so young. She's 15.
She's so young. Oh my god.
She's in Godzilla, and I'm here talking about it. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I was
So-
watching an interview or something where Kyle Chandler just talking about how she's actually like 38 years old. Like Like or some ridiculous age like that, like how she's so mature and stuff, and I'm like, when I was 15, we were still making doo-doo jokes, like
I'm almost 20 and I'm still making doo-doo jokes.
exactly. Like, but like
I still laugh whenever someone says the word duty. And only sometimes is it ironic.
I feel like it's much more ironic now than it was when we were 15.
Yeah, but
That's
still, sometimes I just genuinely laugh at it.
it's fine. It's fine. You're your own breed.
That's true. I just wanted to get to one of my favorite Bradley Whitford, Dr. Rick Stanton lines was they were they were at this like outpost and they were like looking at Godzilla. He was right there, just staring at them. Or he was right outside and they had like these shields up and Kyle Chandler's character goes, "Open the shields." And Bradley Whitford goes, "Oh yeah, sure, let's bring him in for a beer."
Yeah.
It's dry, it's sarcastic. I thought it was funny. So they were the standout performers for me. And Millie Bobby Brown, I guess. I thought she was really good.
Yeah.
Sally Hawkins, I have basically no opinion on, strictly because she was in The Shape of Water. And I'm not going to get into that movie right now. We can talk about that movie another time, but I have very strong opinions on The Shape of Water.
I purposefully have not seen that movie.
Yeah, I'll go into my opinions on that movie some other time. So that's the acting. The plot, I didn't love. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, it was pretty out there.
So I have no problem with it being out there. It's a Godzilla movie. I don't need it to be
But
super
my
realistic.
problem is that they're really close to it. It's
Yeah.
like you either have to be beyond it or like there's this line and you either have to be way beyond it or like just below it. But they're like just a little bit above it.
Yeah,
And that was really
I think it's sort of cheesy
yeah.
at times.
That's exactly where that
And
operation room is.
not like great, like not like good cheesiness. You know, some movies are like cheesy or campy on purpose, and I think this had some like intentional camp to it, but not enough for the plot to be like driven by it. And I also thought that Vera Farmiga and Charles Dance, the eco-terrorists their intimidations.
Motivations.
Motivations. I read a line from the movie that said that had the word intimidations
Gotcha.
in it, intimidation in it. Their motivations sucked.
Yeah.
They're so not believable because they're supposed to, they're almost like extreme tree huggers, and like they want to give the Earth back to the Titans. So like Godzilla, King Ghidorah, King Kong, who's mentioned a bunch in this movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Like they want to like give the Earth back to them because they originally were the dominant species, and they cared way too much, in my opinion, about the planet as a whole once the human race is gone. Who the fuck cares about what happens to planet Earth once humans are dead? Once we go extinct, I don't give two shits about what happens to this planet.
The aliens that are gonna drive us extinct care.
Yeah, but still, it was stupid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of the plot with the motivations.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that until you pointed it out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just like, oh, classic environmentalists, like taking things way too far.
Oh,
And
100%. Vera Farmiga has really weird opinions in this movie.
oh yeah, they're the
She is out there. That's why I think she has like a mental disorder. Like she's got some out there ideas in this movie.
well, yeah, she's got the lost kid, so I think that
Yeah,
really
but
does not help whatever's going on in her brain.
No, it doesn't. That's part of it. So Vera Farmiga and Kyle Chandler, like I said, they're ex-husband and wife, and in the 2014 Godzilla movie, or Godzilla attacks because it wasn't seen in the actual movie. Their son died. And so it caused Kyle Chandler to start drinking, and they got a divorce. Which, by the way, they never touched on that alcoholic thing ever
Oh
again.
no, no.
He like mentioned he was an alcoholic, and then
Yeah,
they never went back to
they
it.
just put it in there to put it in there.
Yeah, which I thought that was very cliche.
Yeah, like oh,
Uh,
of course he's an alcoholic now.
hmm But so, like, she's always like mourning her lost child and stuff, but she does it in the weirdest ways.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of her character. I love Vera Farmiga, but her character I thought was written in a strange way. And that's why we're going to get to screenwriting. So the character writing I thought was good for everyone except Vera Farmiga. And I thought she was just decent. Like, I didn't think she was bad, like her character. I didn't think it was great. And then the dialogue I thought was average. There were some times I remember like hearing a line and I was like, that I could have written a better line than that.
yeah. I feel like you notice the dialogue like a lot more than I do. Cause
Blame the fact that I just took a screenwriting class.
okay, yeah, cause like when I watch movies, I'm mostly paying attention to like the story and where the story's going. So like
hmm
a movie could look like trash, but have like a good ending, and I would think it was good. Like
Yeah, see, I
that's
took a I took a class about like the messages sent in movies and a screenwriting class in the same semester.
gotcha. That'll
So
do it.
my way of watching movies is so different now. Wait, I'm not saying that makes me an expert or anything because clearly it doesn't. But I just watch movies in a completely different way now.
Yeah,
And
like
so I
I
look at the dialogue, I look a lot more at the plot, at the motivations and the message the movie is sending and all that stuff. It's weird actually.
I'm very much a sometimes the curtains are just blue person,
Yeah,
and
see, I've always been that, but now I can't be. Because my rhetoric of film professor said at the start of the class, she goes, "You will never watch a movie the same way again." And I was thinking, that's bullshit.
yeah,
I'm a big movie fan. I'll just watch movies the way I always have. No. Like 3 weeks into the class, I was watching movies a different way, and I was like, fuck.
like yeah, though that is nice, like to learn and everything, but it does kind of suck. Like
Yeah, like, I remember when I saw Endgame, I was sitting there like, I don't get nitpicky, but I was like picking apart certain things, and I'm like, I just want to enjoy this
yeah,
movie, which I did. I enjoyed Endgame very much.
yeah. Endgame
Well,
was right after my video production class, so a couple of, like the cuts I noticed
mm-hmm,
were pretty bad, and that kind of disappointed me. But then,
yeah.
but then the rest of the movie happened, and I totally forgot about it. So
We'll do an Endgame episode at some
yeah,
point.
we kind of have to,
Yeah. Just like, we'll do a Star Wars episode at some point too. Maybe as we get closer to the Rise of Skywalker.
or just after it.
Yeah, or after. Yeah, actually, that makes a lot more sense to do a. I don't know. I'm stupid. Um. But anyway, so dialogue, meh. The cinematography
That was
and the CGI, some of the best I've ever seen.
yeah.
The CGI in this movie was gorgeous. Godzilla looked great. All the other
Oh
monsters looked
yeah, they
great
look
because there was
great.
what 10 monsters they showed in this movie. I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think there were 10. So they all looked perfect, and the use of color in this movie, like the blue that would like go over Mothra like in the cocoon, or like the yellow that always surrounded King Ghidorah, the red that always surrounded Rodan, like they used color in a beautiful way. And they did that in the trailer too. Like all the trailers.
Yeah, I do remember
And
seeing the blue in the trailers a lot.
yeah, and the trailers for this were great. So cinematography and CGI, I give all the possible points to those categories.
Yeah, that was pretty good looking. Like for something so unrealistic, it was
Yeah,
pretty realistic.
I thought the designs of the monsters were all good because they changed the designs ever so slightly.
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job with all those, especially beefy Godzilla.
I still can't get over like any head-on shots of Godzilla.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
Those were hilarious. Like it's Godzilla and he's like this huge monster, but then you just see the front of his face and it just looks so wrong. Like and it's
Yeah,
just hilarious. Like
Uh,
I would
we
laugh
talked about
every
it.
single time.
It's like it's the action hero thing where they like show the hero and then he like looks towards the camera in a very dramatic way. They did that with Godzilla like six
Oh my
times.
god, they did. They even did the one with like the where they like go close up like on the eyes and they kind of have like the black bars, but they didn't like add any black bars. It was just how they
Yeah,
framed it. But that one killed me the most, especially because he's
yeah,
just
that.
staring at them on the top of the submarine and they're just like having this
Mm,
moment of like not movement in the middle of like a ton of action. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
I want someone. Remember like the deal with it meme that is really dead now.
Yes,
I think someone should make one with one of those shots from this movie
that would be good.
because I feel like it lines up perfectly.
Probably need some big glasses.
Yeah, some huge glasses, some monstrous glasses, if you will.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
I hate myself.
Well, we hate you too.
So that pretty much does it for Godzilla. Like the originality of the movie was fine. Uh, it wasn't something that Godzilla's really tackled before, and they threw in enough stuff, like we said earlier, that was fan service for nerds like me.
Mhm.
Like they used the original weapon from the original movie called an oxygen destroyer. They had some stuff with Mothra about these two twins that were always in the movies. So yeah, a lot of stuff that provided as fan service. A nice little tease for the sequel during the credits, where
Oh
they
yeah.
showed Skull Island, where King Kong lives, because this is in the same connected universe, and that's why the sequel coming out next year will be Godzilla versus Kong.
What's with
I'm very
people in
excited for
versus
that.
movies?
I don't know.
Like, I
Anything like
understand.
Alien versus Predator?
Yeah, and then like Batman versus Superman, and then like,
Yeah. Freddy versus Jason?
yeah, basically Captain America: Civil War. That one was good though.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Because it
Yeah,
wasn't
we
just the
just named
two
three really
characters.
shit. We just named three really shitty movies and a really good movie.
Yeah,
Um,
because I think the one place where Civil War was different is that it was a whole like
yeah,
a whole crew versus just the single characters just fighting.
yeah.
Because isn't like Batman versus Superman just them fighting pretty much the entire movie?
Not the entire. It's more of a Batman movie than a
Really?
Superman movie, actually. Yeah,
I,
it's weird.
I've
They
only
make like
seen
all
scenes
the
from
movies
it.
that Batman is in about Batman. Like even Justice League was basically about Batman, from
Really?
what I hear. I haven't seen it, but I hear it's mostly a Batman
I
movie. Yeah.
started watching it, got to the part where like some women were doing like lasso things, and I was like, I have not seen enough DC movies to watch this, and I got up and left. It was
You
a free
weren't in the
movie.
theater,
It was
were
it
you?
was a free movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was at school.
Oh, I was gonna say you didn't walk out of a theater.
No, I would never. I would never pay to
Yeah,
go see a DC movie, probably.
that's a great point. That's a really good point.
Unless it was
Fuck
the
DC.
newest movie out and it was $5 Tuesdays.
Yeah,
And we've seen all the other ones already.
we are going to take a very pro Marvel stand
Yeah.
on this podcast. By the way,
Yeah.
fuck DC. Your movies are stupid. Wonder Woman was decent. I haven't seen Aquaman yet or Shazam, but I hear they're also
I
decent.
do want to see Shazam, actually.
I do too. That's like the only DC movie I've like
Yeah.
wanted to see.
I think it's because they're finally starting to take like a slightly different approach.
Yeah, they're starting to not take themselves
Yeah.
super seriously.
Yeah.
Aquaman did the same thing. I guess that had some pretty funny parts in it.
Yeah. Plus people loved whatever his name is. I can't think of it.
Jason Momoa.
Yes. And mostly his like shirtlessness.
Dude's jacked.
Yeah.
Dude is shredded. Also plays guitar.
Ah.
Fun fact. Blues guitar player.
You think the trident could be made into guitar?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it just like it just shoots out water. That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Okay.
So that wraps up Godzilla.
Yeah.
And DC, apparently. Because for some reason we can't stop talking about DC in this podcast.
Well, you're the one who brought up 2 DC movies.
It's a great point, but we still can't.
Talk about whatever we want to talk about. Friggin'
Yes, we
popcorn
can.
tastes good. Mark disagrees.
Yeah,
But
not a
I don't
popcorn
mind. Because you know what else you get on $5 movie ticket Tuesdays with the movie tavern? A
What do you
free complimentary sized popcorn.
Bet your ass you do.
And you know what Mara gets on that day when she goes with Mark?
2 complimentary sized
2
popcorns.
free complimentary sized popcorn. Except, I don't know if I told you this, but like half of my popcorn was kernels.
No, you didn't tell me.
Oh, and your popcorn was a lot of kernels. I meant to tell you this, but I totally forgot because I wasn't about to bother you during the movie about it. I was so upset. Like, I just kept getting kernels in my mouth, and I was just like, I hate this so much. And then, like, you know when you have, like, the tiny pieces of popcorn mixed with the kernels? So, like, it's like like teasing you because you could have popcorn, but then you put it in your mouth, and it's just all hard.
Yeah.
I hate it. That's besides the point, though. Sorry, don't ask me about popcorn. I love popcorn.
Yeah, I know. You
This
eat
is-
so much popcorn.
I don't eat as much as I used to. I eat popcorn almost every single day when I had braces. Which is like the one food that they're like,
That's the cardinal sin.
if you're not gonna follow any of our food eating rules, follow the popcorn one. And I got my braces off a half a year early. Boom.
Well, you're just perfect.
Yeah. But my teeth are not. Because I didn't
Rip.
wear a retainer.
Mine are.
Ah,
I have
yes.
perfect teeth.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I'm going to get them all replaced someday.
Hashtag all teeth matter.
No, they don't. My teeth don't matter.
Mark, all teeth are beautiful.
I almost made a terrible joke, and I'm glad I stopped myself. So that's it for this episode.
Oh boy.
Oh,
we gotta give our rubber chicken rating.
Oh yeah, rubber chicken rating. I give this movie 12 rubber chickens.
I give it 4 rubber chicken heads and 6 rubber chicken wings.
Wait, we're using different parts of a rubber chicken?
Well, I just did.
Okay, then I give it 12 necks. I give it 12 necks and 4 squeezes. Can I get 4 squeezes, Mara? 4 squeezes for
It just
Godzilla.
sounds like a dog toy.
It's a rubber chicken, trust me.
It's a little baby one.
Should we start social media for this?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll post a picture of Mara's rubber chicken on social media.
I think the rubber chicken just became our mascot.
I think it did.
Wow.
Oh my
Comment
God,
if you have
we're
a good name for it.
Wait, we're called the C-listers. C stands for
For
chicken.
chicken.
Oh, so this has been episode 1 of the C-listers. Thanks everybody if you made it this far. I doubt you did.
I didn't even make it this far.
Neither did I. I stopped recording halfway through.
Who's gonna bite the bullet and listen to it through the hour?
We both have to.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, we don't have to do it tonight.
Well, I'm not doing it tonight.
Yeah. Oh
I'd
yeah,
be
you
up
have
at
to work
7 a.m.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got tomorrow off.
Is this still part of the podcast?
We can cut it out, but it's still recording. Who knows if we'll cut it out.
Yeah, who knows?
All right.
Seems
bye,
like anytime
everybody.
I say cut it out, you're not gonna cut it out. So
That's a fair point.
we'll leave you with this.